Good morning, friends. So we'll continue with our chapter coordinate geometry. I hope you remember the formulas we have done so far, right? So do you remember what formulas we have done so far? We have a distance formula. D is equal to under root x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Right? We derived this formula, right? So I am taking the basic to trouble to derive the formula. So you should know how the formulas come. Maths is mostly like magic if you don't understand it, but if you understand it, it's logic. Yes, so you remember what I have to say. If you do not understand math, it's look like magic, but if you do understand math, it is basic logic. So we have derived this formula, then we derived the formula force called the section formula, which divides in a point m1 is to m2. When P divides AB in the point m1 to s2, what is the formula we got? m1 x2 plus m2 x1 upon m1 plus m2 is the x coordinate, and m1 y2 plus m2 y1 upon m1 plus m2 is the y coordinate. And if it is the midpoint, it got modified to x1 plus x2 upon 2 and y1 plus y2 upon 2. So we have done this formula so far and a few sums based on this formula, right? So we have derived this formula and you know this formula. Now what I told you will derive two other formula, the area of the triangle and the coordinates of the centroid. Now first let me tell you what a centroid is. When you got any triangle, say PQR is a triangle, okay? Now you must have done this before. In a triangle, you have got altitudes, you have got angular bisectors, you have got medians, right? So you should know the definition. You have got the incenter, the circumcenter, the orthocenter and the centroid. There are 4 points which are there in any triangle. How do we get the centroid? If you take the midpoint of QR, let us call it X. So we have got PX is called the median. So what is the median? The line segment joining the opposite vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. So the median, again I say what is the median? PX is the median. What is the median? The median is the line segment joining the vertex of one side to the midpoint of the other side. So if I start from Q, I have to first find the midpoint of PR. Let me call it Y. So QY is the median. Yes, QY is the median. Then the midpoint of PQ, let me call it Z. So ZR is the median. Okay? Now this is not drawn correctly because when you draw the median should actually intersect at one point. Yes? The medians intersect at one point. This point is called the centroid G. So I hope you do follow what I am trying to tell you. Yes? We have got orthocenter, circumcenter, incenter, but this is the centroid. G is the centroid. The spelling is C-E-N-T-R-O-I-D, centroid. So how do you find the centroid of any triangle? From the vertex, join the midpoint of the opposite side. So this is called the median. So PX is the median, QI is the median, ZR is the median. And where all the three medians meet, that common point is called the centroid. So what are we going to do today is find the coordinates of the centroid. So to begin this sum, we'll need some coordinates. So let us say the coordinates of the triangle are P, x1, y1, Q x2 y2 and R x3 y3. Now one very important property of the centroid is this centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1. 2:1, the ratio. You got a formula for section formula, the ratio divides down. When you will do triangles, you will know this property. We are into coordinate geometry right now. When we move to triangles, I'll tell you, when you join the medians at a point called the centroid this point divides the median into the ratio 2:1. So, we have got PG is to GX. PG is to GX is in the ratio 2:1. Okay? So, now we have to find the coordinates of the centroid G. G, XY. This was the point PXY, not this PXY, the point we did there, where P divides AB. Now we have to find the coordinates of the centroid. So this is what is the first formula today. How will we find the centroid? So what we know point G divides PX in the ratio 2:1. So we know the ratio. So if we know 2 points of PX, we can find G. But how to find X? Now we saw X is the midpoint of QR. So what are the coordinates of X? How do you find the midpoint of QR? The formula is x1 plus x2 means sum of the x coordinates upon 2. So this is x2, this is x3. So the coordinates of X will be x2 plus x3 upon 2 and y2 plus y3 upon 2. So these are the coordinates of X. Now what you can see, this G divides in the ratio 2:1. So what are the coordinates of G, which we call xy? How to find X? The formula m1 x2. So this is your m1. m1 is 2. And what is x2? x2 is x2 plus x3 upon 2. Are you following this? 2 into this coordinate m1 into x2 plus m2 into x1 upon m1 plus m2, 2 plus 1. So what do you get here? This 2 and 2 gets cut. So what is left? x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3. So the coordinates of the centroid of a triangle is always x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3. Similarly, we have got y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. So what does this formula give you? If you are given the coordinates of the three vertices of a triangle, if you are given the coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3, you can find the midpoint of these 2 points by this formula. The midpoint of this 2 will be what? You can guess. The midpoint z is what? x1 plus x2 upon 2, comma y1 plus y2 upon 2. What is the midpoint of these 2 points? x1 plus x3 upon 2, comma y1 plus y3 upon 2. That is giving us the midpoint. Okay? And midpoint, this one. Midpoint, it depends which point you take. For these 2 points, we will get x1 plus x3 upon 2, comma y1 plus y3 upon 2. For these 2 points, we will get x1 plus x2 upon 2, comma y1 plus y2 upon 2. For these 2 points, you get x2 plus x3 upon 2, comma y2 plus y3 upon 2. So that is for finding the midpoints. But for the centroid, what we have got, if the coordinates are x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3, then the centroid coordinates are x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3 and comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. So that is a direct formula we have for the centroid. Okay? So I am deriving this formula because I want you to know everything in detail. We are not going to learn the formulas. We will work on it and slowly we will memorize it. Means eventually you will understand the formula and it will get memorized, but I don't want you to memorize without understanding. See how this formula came. Always in mathematics, make sure you know how the formula are derived. I told you, maths is magic for people who do not understand maths. For those who understand maths, it is purely logic. Everything we have to derive, yes, because this is how the measurements go. So, if you know the coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, and you want to know the centroid, then only x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. So this is the coordinate of the centroid. Now we move to the formula of finding the area of a triangle. Okay. So if you go through, then the previous lectures will show you how I derived this formula, distance formula, how I derived the section formula, the midpoint and the centroid. Okay, so all this formula need to be derived. We have to derive them to understand them. Now we are going to derive the formula for the area of the triangle. Okay, so just now to keep matters simple, this is the xy coordinate. We drew the graph. But right now, to keep the matter simple, I am going to keep all the 3 points in the first quadrant only. I can keep the points anywhere, triangles can be made anywhere, but just now for simplicity's sake, I am keeping in the first quadrant. So I have got a point A, x1, y1, a point B, x2, y2, and a point C, x3, y3. And what I want to do is I want to find out the area of this triangle. Now, like I already told you once, we already done it once, that this triangle will have a centroid, right? So what will be the formula of the centroid? x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. But now I have to find the area of this triangle. With the help of the coordinates, I want to find the area. So we'll derive the formula. Now what is the method to derive? We'll tell you the method first. I want to only find the area of this triangle. So what I will do is, I will draw this perpendicular. Call it M. So the point, what are the coordinates here? x1, comma 0. The point is depends on the 0. I draw this perpendicular down here. I call this point N, x2, comma 0. I draw this perpendicular down here. I call this point P, x3, comma 0. Now what I am going to do, you can see A, B and M. A, B and M makes a trapezium. Why a trapezium? Because this side and this side is parallel. So when one pair of opposite sides is parallel, this forms a trapezium. So this whole trapezium I will take. Then there is another trapezium here. So that trapezium I will take. And there is one more trapezium. Now suppose this line is not parallel, I have drawn it parallel by mistake. It may not be parallel. It doesn't form a rectangle. Okay? So we'll have it like this. Okay? So what you can see here, these two lines are parallel. So this is a trapezium. These two lines are parallel. So this is a trapezium. And these two lines are parallel. So this is a trapezium. So what are we going to do to find the area of the triangle? We'll take this area of this trapezium first. This whole trapezium. We'll take the area of this trapezium. Yes? So both the trapezium will add up. And then after adding those trapeziums, we'll subtract the area of this trapezium. Then we will get the area of the triangle. So this is the method we are going to follow. So what are we going to do? We are going to take the area of, we can write the quadrilateral trapezium. We'll write the trapezium. Trapezium first, A, M and B, or A, B and M. This trapezium, first one, plus area of trapezium. Which trapezium comes next? B and PC. And from that, we are going to subtract which one? A, M, PC. So this is what we are going to do. Okay? Now, I'll need to rub off the diagram, but we'll try to draw it in the side. So we'll get an idea. I'll not rub the full thing now. I'll only rub this much, okay? Let me try to make it a little higher so you will be able to observe it. Now, what are you going to do again? I'm going to write area of trapezium. Which one? AB NM plus area of trapezium. Which one? BCMN or BNPC, and minus area of trapezium. Which one? ACPM. Okay. Now what is the formula of area of trapezium? I guess you did it in the 9th standard. The trapezium is h by 2. H is this height. H by 2 L1 plus L2. What is it? H by 2 L1 plus L2. Now what is H? H is the perpendicular height. This is the height. For the first trapezium, this is the height. So what is the height? This is x2. This much is x1. So this height is x2 minus x1. Understand? Upon 2. What I did here? I have to know this height. So this is L1, line 1, this is length 2, and this is the perpendicular distance between the two. How do I find? This much is x2. The other coordinates are 0. This is x2 and this is x1. So this is x2 minus x1 upon 2. L1 plus L2. What is the height? You can see directly the height is y1 and this height is y2. So y1 plus y2. Right? Plus the same way here. What is this height? This height is x3 minus x2 upon 2. And what is the height? y2 plus y3. And minus, you have to minus this one. So what is the height now here? x3 minus x2 upon 2 and y1 plus y3. So this comes from the 9th standard formula for the area of the trapezium. This formula we have done. Right? Now comes the simplification. So this is a multiplication plus multiplication. This 1 by 2 I will take out common. 1 by 2 I will take out common. So what remains in the bracket? So I have to multiply this bracket. So I get x2 y1 plus x2 y2 minus x1 y1 minus x1 y2. I multiply this two. Similarly, I multiply this. What do I get? Plus x3 y2 plus x3 y3 minus x2 y2 minus x2 y3. And now we got a minus sign, so be careful here. The signs will change. So x3 into y1 is positive. The sign makes it negative. Minus x3 into y1. x3 into y3 is positive. Sign makes it negative. So minus x3 y3. Then minus x2 into y1 is negative, but the sign will make it positive. So plus x2 y1 and minus into minus and plus. So plus x2 y3. So this is what we get, right? Now what you can see here? This minus x3 y3 and plus x3 y3 gets cut. Anything else? We have got x2 y1 and x2 y1 is 2 times. That doesn't get cut. Okay? So this plus x2 y2 and minus x2 y2 gets cut. Oh, then we made a mistake here. This is x3 minus x1. Sorry. This is x3 minus x1. So these things are going to change now. It is x3 minus x1. I have made a mistake here. So we have got minus x3 y1 minus x3 y3 plus x1 y1 plus x1 y3. Sorry, my mistake. This was a, because we have got to minus this. It is what? x3 minus x1. So the x2 y2 and minus y2 got cut, plus x3 y3 and y3 got cut, minus x1 y1 and plus x1 y1 got cut. So what are we left with? we are left with x2 y1 minus, okay, we'll see if we can take out anything common. x2 y1, okay, we'll first write it, x1 y2 plus x3 y2 minus x2 y3 minus x3 y1 plus x1 y3. So this is what we are left with. And what we have got to do next now? So all we have to do is now, we got a x1 here and a x1 here. So I'll write x1 and what I get, y3 minus y2 plus I take the things x2 common. So x2 I got common, y1 y3. So y1 minus y3 plus x3 y2 minus y3. This is your formula for the area of the triangle, and I will write the formula here. Area of triangle equal to half. I am turning this square bracket into a modulus. Can anybody tell me why I am doing that? Plus x3 y2 minus y3. Okay, will somebody tell me why I put the modulus? Look, it's not visible, so I'll put this down. I'll write this step down. Okay. Plus x3 y2 minus y3. Why I put this modulus is because area can never be negative. Area always has to be positive. So this is the derivation. So I told you we have derived the formula how to find the area of this triangle. Now in the exam you are probably not asked the derivations. You only have to apply the formula. Okay. So when you are doing these sums, all you have to do is apply the formula. But I repeat it again. This is mathematics which can be understood. When you understand mathematics, it's logic. If you don't, it's magic. And all this formula you are not going to be asked in the exam to derive. But if you have the knowledge of how they were derived, it helps us to remember more easily. So now we'll see in a nutshell how to use this formula, area of a triangle. You first write half, modulus, then see the order. If you take x1, okay, see this is the order we are going to do. We'll try to follow the order. Look at the circle, how we are going to go. Okay, so this is the circle we are going to go. If you take x1, then into y2 minus y3. Are you following? See the formula. It is x1, then we get y2 minus y3. Then if we take x2, we should get y3 minus y1. We have got y1 minus y3. We need to check that. And when we take x3, we should have y1 minus y2. Sorry. There is a mistake here. Let me verify it once. The formula is correctly derived. The only mistake is here. We have got x3 is y2 minus y1. Okay, so we have the formula now, and this pattern has to go which way? Anti-clockwise, like this. Okay. So the formula is basically correct. We have derived the correct formula. In the book, they have done the difference. They have written here x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. In the book, they have followed a different pattern. We can always change the coordinates. Cannot we? In the book, they have given a x1, y1 here, b x2, y2 here, c x3, y3 here. So the formula is slightly different, but I'll tell you the method, the pattern which remains the same. Yes? We'll have to see the pattern which remains the same. x2, this gives us y1 minus y3, and x3 will give us y2 minus y1. Okay. Now, whichever formula you take, when you follow the textbook has got the same formula, but I tell you how you are supposed to write it. Now remember how to write the formula. You go in an anti-clockwise circle, okay? So if you take x1, see x1, then you move here, you write y3 minus y2. Okay? So actually you can see the formula is y3 y2. That is what we got, y3 minus y2, right? So how will you write this formula? x1, if you keep, then y3 minus y2 into, if you go to x3, then you should get y2 minus y1. Are you getting x3, y2 minus y1? And when you reach to x3, you will get, x2, when you reach x2, you will get y1 minus y3. Are you following? So you have to just rearrange the formula, but if you understand what I am saying now, it is very clear, understand it in detail. When 3 points are given to you, start with the first point. If you take this as the first point, x2, then x2 if you take in the bracket x2, if you take it x2, what in the bracket you will get y1 minus y3. So when you take x2 into y1 minus y3, then take x1 into y3 minus y2, then take x3 y2 minus y1. So you have to follow this order and you get your formula. Now whichever points you take makes no difference because the 3 points remain the same, the area of the triangle will remain the same. So the formula is derived. Again one more time, very slowly. 3 points are given. So write area equal to half into modulus. What into modulus? Take the point x2. So when you take x2, you get in the bracket y1 minus y3. And come down here, take x1. When you take x1 into bracket y3 minus y2. Take the point x3. When you take x3, you get y2 minus y1. So you have to take the point x outside and the y points inside the bracket. Can you see? The point x1 is outside. I got x1 here, x2 here, x3 here. So if I take x1, this point, then I get y3 minus y2. If I take this point x3, I get y2 minus y1. If I take the point x2, I get y1 minus y3. So this is the formula for area of the triangle. So now all the formula for this chapter has been derived. So you have understood this formula, go through the video again for this. Yes? I am telling you, I keep repeating, you can understand maths very easily. Maths will be difficult when you do not understand. If you try to understand what is happening, maths will be very easy. But you see how maths is built up. Maths needs a very strong base. Yes? Which strong base? To find out this formula for area of the triangle, we had to know the formula for area of the trapezium. Now I will write here the formula again, area of trapezium. You did in the 9th standard, if you do not remember, it is h by 2 bracket L1 plus L2. I'll tell you what it is. See this length, one parallel side, the length is L1. The second parallel side, the length is L2. And the perpendicular height is h. So the formula is h upon 2, perpendicular height upon 2, L1 plus L2 means sum of the parallel sides into half of the altitude. How this was derived is there in the 9th standard. So if you want, when I will make the video for the 9th standard, I will send you a link and you can see this also. So you can see how maths is built up on a very strong base. To derive this formula, we should have known this formula which is in the 9th standard. So once you do this all, you will be very easily able to do the rest of the things. We'll take up a few examples so we'll get to know the area better. Now we are given 3 points, 1, minus 1, minus 4, 6, minus 3, comma, minus 5. 3 points are given which make a triangle. Let me call it A, B, C. I have to find the area. So first let me write the formula. Area of triangle. Yes, how to find area of the triangle? Half into modulus. If I take x1, yes, now what you do? Draw the rough figure. x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. You can always do this in the exam. You can write 3 points in the triangular order. How are we going to do it? The formula, how we remember, if we take x1. If you take x1, then you write y2 minus y3. y2 minus y3. Plus, now move from x1, you go to x2. So plus x2. So when you come to x2, what will you get? y3 minus y1. So x1 when you got, y2 minus y3, come to x2, y3 minus y1. And now plus x3, so you got y1 minus y2. Always follow the order, y1 minus y2. Okay, otherwise your signs will change and you might get the wrong answer. So what is the order? When I take x1, y2 minus y3, I take x2, y3 minus y1, and I take x3, y1 minus y2. Now we just put the values down. So let us call this point x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. So x1 is 1. So when I take x1, 1, y2 minus y3, 6 minus 5. 6 minus 5 plus x2. x2 is minus 4. So when you take minus 4, y3 minus y1. So minus 5 minus 1 plus x3. x3 is minus 3. When you take minus 3, y1 minus y2. So minus 1 minus 7. Now just simplification. First, 6 minus 5 is 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 ones are 11. Plus minus 5 minus 1 is minus 5 plus 1. Minus 5 plus 1 is minus 4. Minus 4 into minus 4 is 16. Plus minus 7 into minus 1 minus 7 is minus 8. Minus 8 into minus 3 is 24. Yes, I hope you have done it right. You can check it out once before we go further. Can we verify? I hope you have spotted the mistake. Yes, you must have spotted the mistake. Minus 3, minus 1, minus 6, it is not 7. This is 6. So minus 1, minus 6 is minus 7. Minus 7 into minus 3 is 21. So we get half. 21 plus 11, 32 plus 16, 48. So into 48. So we got 24 square units. Yes? Is it simple? Have you understood? Let us try out one more sum. Okay, 3 coordinates are given. Again, what I will do for easy work, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Why? To remember the formula in order. So area of triangle again equal to what? Half. By now we should know the formula. I take x1, so I get y2 minus y3, the order. Then I take x2, so I get y3 minus y1. Then I take x3, when I take x3 I get y1 minus y2. Learn the way how to make the formula, how to write the formula in the order. Now let us put out the value of the coordinate. x1 is 5. So y2 minus y3 is 7 minus 4 plus x2 is 4. y3 minus y1 is minus 4 minus 2 plus x3 is 7. 2 minus 7. Okay, so we have half. 7 minus 4 is 7 plus 4, 11. 11 plus 5, 55. Minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6. Minus 6 into 4 is minus 24. 2 minus 7 is minus 5. Minus 7 is minus 35. I hope you have got it right till here. Yes? Have we? So 55 minus 35 is 20. 20 minus 4 is minus 4. So you got this modulus here, right? And that is why I told we always keep the modulus, because area is always positive. So minus 4 becomes 4. So 2 square units is the area of the triangle. So when you get negative, that is when we put the modulus, because area is always positive. So we have derived formulae, we have tried out a few sums, and I hope you have understood this chapter. So this is the end of the chapter. Now for a few lectures we are only going to revise this. Okay? Now the area of the triangle formulae, if you need to see the video again and again, please do. Try to understand how the formula was derived. In your exam it is not asked, but still I want you to understand how maths is done, how we find the formulae, how we make use of the formulae to get the answers. Okay? So you can now start with the next exercise, that is 7.3, a very easy exercise, and I will want to do one more sum for you. Okay? Now look at this coordinates. You are given 7 minus 2, 5, 1, 3 comma k. And the question is, you have to find the value of k given these 3 points are collinear. Now, if 3 points are collinear, they make a straight line. So if they make a straight line, what is the area? You will see the area is 0. There is no area at all. It's a straight line. There is no space enclosed by the 3 points. If the 3 points are non-collinear, then they enclose a space. Then they will enclose a space. But if the 3 points are collinear, they do not enclose any space. So when the 3 points are collinear, the area is 0. So we'll start with the formula again. Area of triangle equal to, do you remember the formula now? x1 y2 minus y3 plus x2 y3 minus y1 plus x3 y1 minus y2. Okay, by now you have learned the formula. Now what we have got here, area of the triangle when the points are collinear, the area is 0. So if it is 0, what have we got? Now we got x1 is 7 1 minus k plus x2 5 y3 minus y1 k minus 2 is k plus 2 and x3 3 y1 minus y2 minus 2 minus 1. Now this is half. So if 2 goes into multiplication, 2 into 0 is 0. So it still remains a 0. What have we got? 7 minus 7k plus 5k plus 10 and minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3 into 3 is minus 9. So we have 0 equal to 10 plus 7 is 17. 17 minus 9. What is 17 minus 9? 17 minus 9 is 8. And minus 7k plus 5k is 2k. So we get 8k plus 2k is equal to 0. Now see what do we do next. Yes, we have here, it is minus 7 plus 5k, so this is minus 2, okay. So 8 minus 2k is equal to 0. So arranging the sides we get 2a equal to 8 or k equal to 8 upon 2, k is equal to 4. So the value of k is 4. So what is done in this sum? The coordinates were given to you and told they are collinear. And because they are collinear, you have to find the value of k. So is it clear? So these are the different types of sum. Now try them out and we will meet with the doubts later. Okay? I end here. Thank you.